First of all, let me congratulate every one of you because you have jointly broken a Guinness Book of Records. Isn't that a great event? I think this is a unique moment in your life when all of us jointly have contributed in breaking a record. This is a proud moment for our country itself. George Bernard Shaw once said that the criminal is an artist, the policeman is only a critic. The policeman only reacts to what the criminal does. And cybercrime particularly, it's a new genre of crime. And policemen like me are generally caught unawares of the proportions and the types of cybercrime. In the words of President Obama, the growing number of attacks on our cyber networks has become one of the most serious economic and national security threat nations face. In the United States, it is said that at least $100 billion is lost due to cybercrime. In India, in 2012, according to Norton's annual report, 42 million Indians became victims of cybercrime. How many of you here have been victims of cybercrime? Please raise your hands. I think that's not right. If the 42 million were affected, a larger number of hands here would have put up their hands. I myself have been at least threatened by cybercrime. You know, we have various types of cybercrime, and one of the most vicious is malicious attacks on Facebook. I have got so many complaints from young ladies saying that there have been malicious posts on their Facebook post. So, the ladies here should be aware that your Facebook posts make you vulnerable. And there are n number of people out there with malicious intent who post things. Like the other day I got a complaint from somebody from Coimbatore saying that he had an argument with one of his own relatives. And that person engineered somebody else to post, "How many times have you been married?" And so this will have an impact on his personal life. So I'm here, ladies and gentlemen, to speak on the subject of issues faced by common citizens with regard to IT security. So I've already quoted Obama that this is one of the most serious security threats nations face across the globe. Cybercrime, the very word cybercrime, dates back to 1984, when William Gibson, a fiction novelist, coined this very word cyber in his book called Necromancer. Cybercrime has significant economic impact and threatens national security interests, but its precise magnitude is unknown. In Tamil Nadu, for instance, where I am ADGP crime, in the year 2008, there were only 288 cybercrime reported and recorded. You know, 42 million crimes have happened, but they were not all reported. But in the year 2012, that has gone up by a magnitude of nearly 10 times. And that is why IT-savvy people like you, most of you I understand are students of information technology, am I right? All of you are engineering students? Is there anyone who is a non-engineering student? Please raise your hand. There are a few, but the vast majority of you are engineering students. So why do cybercrime crooks or cyber criminals use use internet. Because the techniques are easy to learn and the tools are easy to acquire. They are available freely on the internet. And there is no need for physical contact with the victims. And it is easy for the players to hide behind a cloak of anonymity. And there is inadequate cyberspace legislation. India is only the 12th nation in the world to legislate and create an IT Act. How many of you know which year was the IT Act passed by the Indian Parliament? Which year? Correct, 2000. And then it is, cybercrime is done very subtly, it leaves no traces. One of the solutions I can offer is that companies that produce hardware like laptops, this laptop should have something called an FP, a fingerprint. A machine fingerprint which is unique. Just like all of us have unique fingerprints, unique iris, unique biometrics, technology can invent or innovate a machine fingerprint so that when this machine is used to engineer a cyber attack, say a Facebook post which is done with a false identity, the machine would help us, the police, once they receive the complaint, can act and track it back to a particular unique machine. So till date, I don't think there is something called a machine fingerprint which has been innovated or created. I'm sure with the advances in technology today, companies, corporates like Microsoft can create a machine fingerprint which is unique and which will help the police and e-hackers like you to track down the very machine that was used to engineer the attack. Another reason is that internet crime or cyber crime, though it causes huge damage or impact, it costs very little. Even to put together a small bomb, it costs a lot of money. But to engineer a cyber attack, it requires only a small investment and small effort. So the vulnerabilities of people is great. Anyone and everybody uses a computer or a mobile phone today in India and across the world. Even a mobile platform can be used to launch a cyber attack, to make a post, a malicious post, or try to send a mail, phishing mail it is called, to get the bank account details of people. So a cyber attack identifies the target, it gathers information, and then the cyber criminal plans and prepares the attack very systematically. Then the attack takes place as seen in this picture. So as you know, this is all old hat for you. There is malicious software or malware like virus, worms, Trojan horse, which are used to attack various cyber users. In the old days in France, when a crime took place, there was a phrase, cherchez la femme, look for the woman, because every crime had a woman behind it, either the motivator. But today, when a crime happens, they say look for the cyber criminal, because every crime today, even if it is a murder, involves a mobile phone, involves maybe some form of cyber in it, some kind of computer or technology in it. And that is why e-hackers like you can play a big role in partnering with the police in hardening the targets, making it more difficult for cyber criminals to attack vulnerable victims. So I have created a concept called EFOP. How many of you have heard of FOP, Friends of Police? Good, a large number of you. I started the movement in the year 1993. At that time, the concept of cybercrime was not very well known. But a few years ago, I created a new mutation of FOP, which is EFOP. So all of you today, I empower you to be EFOPs, not just e-hackers, ethical hackers, but you can be EFOPs. Are you happy about that? Yeah. If you are happy, clap. Now the good news is that not only you will have EFOP status, or designation, you can join as troopers. Troopers means like constables. Now if you put in some service, some months of service, and you achieve something, you can get a promotion as a EFOP sergeant. Then you can become a EFOP lieutenant and a EFOP. So I have covered most of this stuff. And the need, all this is old hat for you: authorization and authentication, access control, etc. Now what are the things that we need to do to protect our computers? Use antivirus software and firewalls, keep them up to date. We use stone walls to protect our homes, but we use firewalls to protect our information. That is how vital information is. We must keep our operating system up to date with critical security updates and patches. Don't open emails or attachments from unknown sources. Use hard to guess passwords, as I mentioned, alphanumeric, so that it will defeat any cracking tools that the hacker uses. Back up your computer data on disk or CDs often so that you don't lose your data. Don't share access to your computers with strangers, even with acquaintances. If you have a Wi-Fi network, password protected. Disconnect from the internet when not in use. Re-evaluate your security on a regular basis. Make sure that your friends and family members know all this information too. So wish you all happy e-hacking. Nandri Vanakkam. Thank you.
Thank you so much.